Hi, everybody. I wanted to just give you some quick video feedback. This was just a skeleton that you were to produce. You'll revisit this when you get to web design, and that's when you'll have a lot more work to put in, and you will have grown a lot, and we'll see some changes. Therefore, I'm not going to, nitpick on a lot of things because you will change, but I will point out some things so that you know them moving forward and give a little more guidance on that should you need it. All right. Angelica, beautiful colors, very simple. I like that. You tell us exactly what you do. I'm curious if this is necessary. It should go here, if anything. Very fun image. This will need to link up to your actual accounts. And let's see, you'll hopefully have, good, capitalize your last name there. Those details will matter. Cute. We don't usually put two images, so you might rework that. I like symmetry, but just as a rule, you would probably just have one. If we have paragraph text, which is more than just 3 lines usually, then you're going to left align that. And that should pull this up so it's not by itself, which is a good idea. Nicely laid out, very clean. Make sure that you separate full cell. Everybody, I've seen this a lot lately. It's 2 words, and university is capitalized, all right? I think the colors are working really well. Let's see. And it is a Bachelor of Science, in case you're wondering. And let's see. Projects. Okay. There is an extension in Chrome called, let's see, is this it? It's What Font, and it will allow you to go on any site and be able to check out the font. And so this one is 14 points, as you can see, and we want to make it at least 16, and some fonts need to go even bigger because they're just naturally small. So watch out for that. And you want to have your, let's see, make sure, I think it's the same space between your lines of text, but make sure, it looks like it could use a little more, but just going a little bigger I think will be good for you. And probably better to split this so that you have your titles here, your title, your asset, and your skills used, right? So it's more like this. Watch those line breaks. Okay, let's see. Okay. Now I don't know if this is, okay, this is Amira. Okay. All right, you could use that. It's somebody else's. In the future, just so you know, you're going to want to make sure that probably was created in Illustrator, but you would want to make sure you have a higher res so that it's a little sharper. We can see pixels here, right? So just something to keep in mind. I like that you have space here. Make sure you have the same amount of space between all of your text boxes and any kind of images. Same amount of space here as here and here. It doesn't bother me too much, but generally that it can become a problem. Okay, so nice work. Let me get out of this particular Chrome there. Okay, we'll want to change this. It's a placeholder image basically, or it's a type of stock image, and you'll want to either create your own image or just leave it a simple background without something like that. Make sure you bring your footer down. So yeah, it's a great start, and you'll be either starting with this when you come back into web design, or you may grow and decide you're going to do something different the first week, and that would be okay too. But great start. I think you've learned a lot this month, and I'm very happy to see your work. Ashton. Okay. We do run into problems when we have photos on top of photos sometimes, especially if we have, one that is an interior with a flat background, and then we have something, it just sort of will look like it's pasted on. Sometimes you can give it a drop shadow of some sort and it can help, but you might want to work on that. Update the copyright always to the year that it is. Next year you'll put your Gmail account here. This could probably be bigger and easier to find. The navigation, it's really important. Okay, so you have it here. You can take this off. And you may decide to use a different template next year, and that would be fine. Probably want to remove all of this space, bring things up a little higher, maybe have an image or something that's pretty blank. Okay, this is linked up to Wix still. Okay, I do like some of the images that you have. I just think this background, though it's lovely, I'm not sure it's yours. I don't think it is. And then this blank space, we'd want to remove that. You would add, see if I click on this, will I have content, a description, context? No. So you're going to make sure that you provide that information next to it, okay? And let's see, that would need a thumbnail. You're going to want to have the same amount of space, right? Vertical spacing. Okay. All right. So yeah, you'll spend more time on this next year. And next year, everyone will be responsible for their mobile also. Okay. All right, Tanisha. Nice layout, nice photos. Everything is good. The lighting, I love that you have all verticals here. That really helps, right? I like this. You probably want to capitalize the visions and visuals and make this a little bigger. What you do, I do like it. If you're, that's okay if it's a style that you just want a period there in between your logo, but it could go a little bigger. Your navigation could go a little bigger. I want to make sure I'm looking at it at full, and I am. Let's see. Nice. I love that shot. Beautiful. Big smile. People are afraid to smile sometimes, and it's really great to see a smile once in a while. Okay, yes. If you have this all caps, you would have this all caps, right? And we'll look at this again next year. I don't want to spend so much time on it because it's going to change. But I really like that photo. Really nice. Okay. Good. Nice. Let's see. You can always link back to your models, right, to their sites. You might have another website that has, graduation photos for people to actually be able to log into. I wouldn't do that here, but, you can always have those dedicated to certain types of photos. Yeah, just a little bigger. I know we feel like it's elegant to have a smaller text, but readability always has to trump aesthetics, and those will link up to yours, especially a LinkedIn. People will look at those. And as a photographer, an Instagram is probably going to be important for you too. I know some people are moving away from Instagram now that they have videos and things, but it's still something that you'll want to use. Okay. And next year, you'll go ahead and make sure you have a Gmail and not a Full Sail account. It doesn't have to be Gmail. It could be something else, but not a Full Sail. Next year, when you get to me, it will be 2023, but always keep your year updated. This is currently linked to the Wix template, so you'll want to link those up. Okay, a lot of empty space here. This is a difficult template. It always seems very simple, but it's not that easy to work with. And these images are what I would call the same. They're duplicates. I know they're not exactly the same, but to someone else or to an outsider or just casually looking, it's the same location. It feels like the same background, same position, stance. And so it feels like a duplicate. If you were doing something else or, in another setting, it might not feel that way. But that is something, and it's especially important for photographers to keep that in mind, because you're not going to be able to sometimes choose your best work. You're going to want to include a lot of pieces that aren't necessary. And the first thing you want to do is eliminate any duplicates. And like I say, if it's the same location, the same wardrobe, same time of day, all those things, then consider it a duplicate. All right? And just choose your best. I would take these rules out. They're not aligning. They're not in the center. And we'll talk about some of those things later. This would probably be better left aligned just because it's got quite a few lines here. And it's a little empty. As a photographer, you'll probably have something you can put in somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, even if we brought this line all the way up and closed that up, it would be a little easier for you. And then you could bring your content up a little bit so that your most important content is above this scrolling. That's very deep, and that's prime real estate. So we don't want to lose that. Okay. And then, you'll want to tell us a little bit more about that. Okay, make sure really sharp images before you upload them, right? Make sure that they're cleaned up for logos especially. All right, and then your contact. Okay, and again, once you bring this up, if you choose to keep this template, then this will all come up. Okay, that's a good shot, good for your about page if that's you. I'm not sure that's you, Fisher. But it feels like it would be, so I'll find out. I'll go back. Yeah. Okay. That's a good photo. It's fun. But you've got to be careful about other people's logos. That's everybody all the time. Okay. Let's take a quick peek at your mobile. Again, you're not responsible for this. Not this year, but this is how it's playing out. So see, you have it twice here. Things like that you'll correct next year, and you'll take out extra spacing. Okay, right? So again, not responsible for it this year. All right, great job, Fisher. Geneva, nice. We see what you do. And good. Let's see, where's your... that's a little big. Maybe a button or something here if you need it, but that's a little large, and I'm not sure it's clicking. It might be, but I don't see it doing that. Update your year. Okay. And we want to be careful about how we are consistent. If this is about us, then our first line wouldn't be I, okay? So it would be we. So you'll, update that kind of thing. This will either close up or not be empty, and you would have another photo here of you or your team. Okay, you'll align these in a grid. Center things. Looks like this is the outline. And, complete all that. So yeah, great start, everybody. I've never heard that said that way. It's always true. Okay, all right. All right, nice job, Geneva. Nice and simple, okay? A little more content here. Okay, Alicia. Nice big smile again, love that. Okay. All right, so what I'm wondering, so I see this, I see webcomic. If I select this, do I get more information on it? Okay. Because, okay, so your role was writer. You'll want to, include those closer to the content, grouping, proximity, something you learned in graphic design, for example, is going to be really important. You'll learn that we have to make sure we use the brand colors of these social media icons, for these icons, because we're really not allowed to use pink. I know we see them sometimes in the style guide that students submit, but we're not really able to do that. We have to stick to the company's brand color. Okay. All right, a little less space in here. You could bring that over. And you tell us a little bit about yourself. This could be spread out so that we're not wrapping this content. And you always want to use whatever font size you use for the longest line, then the others are going to have to follow. Okay, so if you're trying to make something fit, everything has to be that same font size. Okay, so consistency there. And I would do the same here, split those up. The lines, that is, put them on one line. A little space underneath that header, a little space so we're not touching here so close with the Y and the numbers. Okay, and if I select this, well, like I say, you have lots of time between now and next year. You're going to change and grow, and so this is just your start, and you've all had a great start. You just had 1 week and you did a really fabulous job. All right, next. I did want to see how yours was looking in the mobile, just out of curiosity. And I know probably nobody checked these. They weren't supposed to. But it gives you an idea. Now, if you change something in the desktop, it will automatically change in the mobile. If you make some edits in the mobile, you can't do everything in mobile, but if you make a couple of edits and things, it will not show up in your desktop, so that's okay. You can make your edits here as they're rewrapping or something and not affect the desktop. Okay, great start. Gianni, okay. Okay. Probably want to get a little bigger on this so we can make that connection between Don't Mind Me. I know what that, I'm familiar with what you're doing here, but someone first coming to your site might not. And so they might not get this connection, right? And how it fits with the sentence above it. Okay. Now you'll remove CV because that's a different kind of resume. That's usually for academics who have a list of books that they've written, articles, research, things like that. All right. So you could call it resume, but it's not a curriculum vitae, a CV. Always be careful about cutting those people off. Okay. All right. Update that and put your name. Okay, you have your content. Asset guides. Good. Good. You probably don't need to make it like this. If you're going to have this could probably stretch out a little more, just give enough spacing or a slash between, the different subheadings there. And close all that empty space. Contact always goes last. You'll take numbers off. You won't want your number to be out there. You can give them your email, and then if you want to give them your phone number, you can. Okay. A little hard to read, that text. And then delete the login, and you will link up to your own social media and take those off. Okay, great start. And this is how we're looking. Yeah, things like that you'll rewrap and work on. This probably doesn't need to be there, right? Just the contact will work, not the new client form. That can be on your contact page. Okay. Let's see. Less clicking. That's our goal. But nice work. Hi, Floyd. Nice. Let's bring your footer down a little bit. I'm not sure what you want to put between that. You'll have to think about that. Make sure full sail's 2 words. Good photos. You have the catch light. Could see the ring light, but that's okay. Let's remove anything coming soon. We don't have, if we have a blog and no content, we delete that. Let's see. Okay, and it's a Bachelor of Science again. Okay. Yeah, probably you won't need that there. You have it here. Okay, so you can take that off, and you can take it off here because you have it there, and that will clean that up a little bit. And that. And you'll link in, especially to LinkedIn. Employers will want to check you out. Okay, so now we're losing the navigation. So what you'll do is freeze this at the top. If you use this template next year, you'll freeze it so that it is always there and doesn't disappear like that. Okay. Okay. And when we do go to projects, it's nice not to land right there. There's an anchor line that you can move that will be called projects. And you'll move it down here. Let's see. Okay, it's sort of working. Once your menu is frozen, that will be covered up, so that will work okay. Okay, and again, this will just come down here. If you want to just take that out and bring it down here, you can, or you can lower the footer. Okay. All right. Nice start. You'll need a contact form. That'll be a requirement next year for sure. And yeah, think about what you created for your style guide and make sure that you're kind of reflecting that throughout the year and the kind of work that you want to produce, so that it will, be on brand for you. And when you get here next year, it'll all fit in really well together. Okay. And so this is a little bit, you can see Anderson is not wrapping correctly. We have white space. Those are the things you'll be able to fix pretty easily. It's just like working your desktop, except you'll be working in the mobile editor right next to it. And you'll, move things a little bit so that those strange little things aren't happening. You'll want to make sure that, you have contrast here for your font when it's selected in your menu. And center that probably. So yeah, everybody's done a really great job. Super happy with where you are at this stage. And then next year, I can't wait to see your growth, because you're going to be totally different and it's going to be really fun. All right, everybody, you've had a good month, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you again.